We have Jaime, our CEO, who's going to come up and do a little spotlight. I had to say that again so it could be recorded. Thank you. All right, Jaime, all yours. So, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Yep. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, Jaime Aguilera, co-founder of Voovio, and as you can tell, I'm from South Louisiana, from my accent, right? So, anyways, jokes aside, I wanted to take 5 minutes of your time to explain a little bit what we are, where are we coming from, and where we want to get to, right? So, as always, this doesn't work. Some consistency. So, let's say this is how we see our industry, right? It's a complex, expensive asset that has been designed for a particular chemical process, and then you have a front line or a group of people that have the experience and the expertise to run the operation, right? Where both meet is operation, right? That's where, let's say, the magic happens. That's where the savviness, the experience, the expertise of those people come into play. And depending on the level of knowledge, things can go well or better, put it up, right? Also, mastering operations is super complex. I mean, it's a difficult task. It can take years, right, to become somebody knowledgeable of an asset, and it's super difficult. So the reason why we think that's true is because on the one hand you have limited access to the asset, right? I mean, you cannot walk into an olefins unit and start playing around with a valve to see what happens. And on the other hand, you have a shortage of knowledge, a shortage of experienced operators, known as SMEs, subject matter experts. And this is what we think we have solved, which is bringing the asset and the SME to the screen and make it available 24/7. That's what is Voovio, and that's what we hope you have seen during the spotlight, right? We have seen different examples. I'm not going to go through them. The question is, if we take a step back, at the end of the day, Voovio is about, let's see if it plays, yeah. So, it's making available the asset and the knowledge anytime, anywhere. And in a format that, on the one hand, the young generations like, because at the end of the day, it's visual, it's interactive, you can use it from anywhere, anytime. You can use it at your own pace at the end of the day. But on the other hand, for the, let's say, most senior people, they like it because it's super easy to use. Simple as that. It's realistic, but you don't need to make a course, or you don't need to feel like, this is going to be super difficult to use. It's easy. It's just, I mean, that's what we strive for, trying to design a super simple tool. Okay? So the point is, at the end of the day, putting it in layman terms, Voovio is a digital SME. Can you imagine being able to couple your people when they go on shift with an SME, each of them, to have them accompany? Actually, somebody mentioned it this morning. I mean, technology is there to accompany you. It's not going to substitute you. So that's what we are striving to. That's what we want to achieve, and that's where, the journey that we started a long time ago. Dale mentioned it, 7 years already working with you guys, and actually the journey that he described, it has been basically ours, right? We have gone through, let's say, from the most low-hanging fruits, such as simulating critical procedures, down to replicas, which is, hey, bring the asset to the screen. Actually, Dale was the one who kind of kept pushing this idea of saying, guys, give me more visibility of my asset, right? And we have been trying to work that way. And basically, it's a journey that we are taking with most of our customers. But at the end of the day, they all have the same problem, which is that limited access to the asset and a shortage of SMEs, right? So now, switching gears, Very quickly, because we also get this many times. I mean, questions about what's out there, what other solutions are out there, right? And actually, this is what happens when you use ChatGPT to generate an image. I kind of ask him to draw 3 groups of technologies or trends, I would say. On the one hand, digital twins. That's kind of something that we keep seeing a lot. A kind of do-it-yourself approach, and the virtual reality, let's say, wave. Or so very quickly, what's our opinion from the, let's say, the digital twin? It's great for engineering, it's not enough for training. I mean, the thing is, these CAD models, at the end of the day, you need to scan the asset, right? And it's natural to think that, hey, I already have a scan. Why cannot I use it for training? The point is, they are unrealistic. They are super difficult to use. But on top of that, they are super expensive to maintain. Let's say the total cost of ownership of a CAD model that kind of evolves with your asset, it's basically impossible to pay for it, right? So what we have seen is, the situations that say, hey, I have my twin here, but I cannot use it for any more than just, for engineering purposes, for measuring things, etc. Then we have the do-it-yourself, right? This approach of, Adobe Captivate, Apple has some things, Microsoft, Matterport, right? I mean, this approach of saying, hey, I'm going to use my own resources, my plant resources, to create training content. Well, what we keep seeing is that what you get out of that content is too narrow. For instance, on Tuesday, we were with one of your peers that they have invested a ton of money in Matterport. They have scanned the whole facilities. And right now they are sitting on top of a, let's say, Google Street View of their plants, but they cannot use it for any more than just, looking at the asset. But they cannot use it for training. They cannot use it for even engineering, because there are areas that they haven't scanned. So the point again is that these tools are too narrow, and at the same time you're asking your SMEs to take hours out of their normal job to create content for training. And then we have the third, let's say, trend, right, which is virtual reality. Again, we keep running into this on and on and on, which is the typical question of, aren't you using glasses, goggles? And to me, when I, talk with people that are optimistic about the virtual reality, at the same time, I think they are pessimistic, because they always tell you the same thing, which is, this is great for training, but not today, in the future, when the technology is there. Because right now, glasses, these devices are difficult to use. The brain is not prepared to digest what this device is throwing at them. Full stop. You get dizzy, you feel awkward, and beyond, for sure, there are applications such as medicine, such as colleges. There are many applications that you can use VR. But for training people how to run an asset, I don't think is there. And actually, this is from, Microsoft and Meta just announced that they are pulling out from building these devices. There's not enough business opportunity there, right? And Apple, there's some rumors. But anyways, to me, let's say the thing to keep in mind is that these technologies or these trends focus on the asset or in the human, but not in the interaction, not in operations, which is where the difficulties are, right? And to wrap it up, and I just want to clarify what Voovio is, because many of you have the same question. Even my guys have this question many times. What are we? At the end of the day, we're a productivity platform. That's what we are. we make your operations more productive. Your people are safer and they do things in a much more structured and faster way. That's it. And we do that through different tools. I mean, we have the foundation, which is a digital replica. We bring to the screen your asset in a very realistic way, has different applications. We have the simulators. We have the field piece that today you have seen several examples that we're pushing. This year we will push a lot in this sense. And then we have the cloud, which is where we are storing all the information and trying to give you tools to make your life easy, right? But also keeping one thing in mind, we don't want to store your information. We want to connect to your systems that are already in place and send it to those systems. So you don't need to worry about learning or using two systems on your job, okay? And with this, I have finished my part, okay?